Hey, I'm Deborah Savran of Seattle Wellbeing, and this will be the first in a series of videos I felt to offer on grief and loss. I am an authority on this topic, and 14 months ago, I lost my son Gabe suddenly, and he was only 17. So over this time of the last 14 or so months, I have learned so much about life and what life is really about death and what death is really and about the process of grief and loss and the importance of allowing the depths of the human grieving to unfold while at the same moment having an understanding of the grander picture of what is going on. Now, when Gabe first passed, almost right away, I just got like a barrage of messages coming at me, and they were like, you will always have this hole in you. You will never be complete again. Your heart is broken, and it will always be broken. You can get better, but you're never gonna fully heal and be complete again, was basically the gist of these messages. And it was from people I knew, from people writing me things, from articles that I was reading and books and things in the media. And right away I was just like, no way. This just cannot be it. And I mean, this is in the midst of the by far most horrific days and moments of my life. I mean, I don't even have words for the enormity of what it is like to lose a child and the depth of grief that I was feeling. And in the midst of that right away, I just knew though that it couldn't be the case that I would always have a hole in me. Like, it went against everything that I had previously experienced, everything that I had shared with my clients, with my friends and my family and community, that we are whole. Like, we never have an emptiness in us truly. Like, if we feel like we have a hole or an emptiness that needs to be filled, that is actually something that needs to be identified and renounced so that we can allow more of the grandness and magnificence of who we are to come forth. And similarly, like that, there was anything on earth that we couldn't heal from, just completely went against every philosophy that I've ever had about healing. I've always observed and felt that people can heal from anything. I mean, that is why we're here in Earth School. Like, we keep going around and we keep going around until we get it, and then we heal and we move on, and then we heal some more. So, I mean, it could be fair to say that while we're in a human body, the process of healing is definitely never ending, but that there could be something that you can't heal from, or that you could only get better but never fully, truly heal from, just right away felt false to me and imposing. And I started to realize that there was this like massive consciousness around grief and loss, and especially the loss of a child, like this archetype almost that was being tried to be imposed upon me of like the grieving mother, the grieving parent who, will never be the same. And yes, I mean, I will never be the same, but not in the way that you might think. And so I started to really observe this consciousness and how, I could feel it like come up in my own self and like, try to pull me into it, and how it was tied into guilt and shame. Like, if you don't feel this way, then maybe you didn't love your child as much as other people do, or, almost that there was something wrong with you if you weren't now forever doomed to be this grieving parent forevermore. And I know for sure, looking back now, that if I had fallen for that it would have stopped me from moving into the ongoing amazing relationship that I still have with my son, that is present and now, and not just based on me having memories of him or things that happened in the past, or like trying to cling on and attach to his life embodied, but rather still treasure all the memories that I have to the nth degree while looking for what our relationship looks like now, which is different, and you have to be willing to look in unexpected places to find that relationship with your loved one once they're no longer embodied, but you still are. And then in September, I also was present with my dad as he also passed over. So within less than a year, I lost my son and my dad. And it was amazing for me with my dad's passing, after having this year of deepening and learning and revelations about my son's death, that almost instantly with my dad, I could just move right into this ongoing relationship with him in a new form. That, you know, while I certainly miss him in the physical and again have to go through the human grieving process, if we don't do that, we also get stunted. But it was confirming for me yet again that death is not what we think it is. Life is not what we think it is. And the process of grief and loss is also maybe not exactly, or perhaps better said, can be something far more amazing than what a lot of us have experienced previously. Over this year, I've also been writing a lot about my son's passing, and I felt to close by just sharing one short paragraph from that writing. And then I do trust that you'll tune in next time as I present more on this topic and we can explore this together. I walk with grand authority in the spacious corridors of true unconditional love. And this allows me to move gracefully and with purpose through the seemingly paradoxical worlds of the greatest loss of my life, blending seamlessly with the grandest love story possible. And that piece of writing comes out of my understanding that part of loving Gabe unconditionally means accepting his life exactly as it is, and that it was a 17.5-year embodied life, and that is part of my love for him, is to accept that, to accept him in accepting that was the fullness of his rich and gorgeous embodied life, and yet there is an essence and a purity of who he is that I still have the most amazing relationship with, and it is really beyond words. So thank you for tuning in. This is very sacred to me, and I do feel very passionate and a great love for supporting other people and working together to unfold what our understanding of life and death can be together. Thank you.